UFC. The thing is, y'all, because I know that some hardcore MMA fans, aren't big fans of not acknowledging the other promotions. The thing is, I want to. I'm not doing it from like a snobbish perspective. I'm doing it from there's only so much hard drive space and so
Yeah.
many hours in the day. Like I
Yeah,
can't like
I just don't
just
have the time to watch a whole Bellator card and a whole UFC card in a
and a
day. Like
whole
that's
PFL and one championship.
it's
Like
literally
I
10 hours in a day. Like, I just don't
like
have that time.
yeah, like much respect to those elite fighters and those other promotions. Like I mean, would one day like the UFC to either kind of consolidate and buy them, or maybe do some boxing type unification belt fights, or I don't know. I would like to kind of be able to answer those barbershop debates of could those other promotions compete, but like until then, like I said, it's not like a disrespect or oh, you're not worthy of my time. It's just quite literally, there's so much time in the day, so much space in my brain. I'm trying to get as good as I can possibly at like covering the UFC. So like, I'm just dedicating to that. And so, yeah, I know that rubs some fight fans the wrong way when you're kind of dismissive of other organizations, and that's not where we're coming from. Like if it was, maybe one day when the podcast is making more money and we don't got other hustles and jobs, and maybe
Right.
maybe
That's another
one
part
day
of
if
it
we
as
can
well.
be Ariel Helwani and just do nothing but this all damn day. But until that day comes, we're just doing the best we can of trying to focus on the UFC. But that being said, thank you so much for enlightening us and essentially keeping our eyes on the horizon of what Kayla Harrison, the threat she potentially poses to Nunez moving down the line.
Absolutely, dude. And I honestly love PFL's the way their fight league is structured. So the way it works is they have a champion that returns from the previous year, and they are still the champion, of course, right? Then they rank everyone else in the class, one through whatever the division holds. Then it's round robin. You fight everyone in your division, and you score points based on how fast you win, how you win, number of strikes. So they essentially FanDuel score your fights, and then everyone has a points at the end of the year, and that's how you get seeded for the tournament at the end of the year that determines who the champion is.
No, the way
So
they
they do
completely
seasons. They do fight
reimagine.
seasons.
Yeah, they do seasons and like weeks exactly. I like that. I like the creativity. I think that's what's eventually gonna separate them from the other promotions like Bellator and like one championship and all that. Like just the fact that it's reimagined, it's something that people can follow. It's something that like traditional sports fans, it'll make more sense to them, like having seasons and leagues and seedings and tournaments. Like it's more like I feel like the traditional sports fans like brain will like transition over better to that.
Yeah, because they can see numerical valuations every week, every fight.
Yeah, no, I like you think that's a really cool idea, and yeah, they're growing fast. I mean, they're signing bigger names. That I look forward to the future of that for sure. But without further ado, who did you give your female fighter of the year 2022?
So I gave it to Shevchenko.
Me too. Okay, damn, we didn't
Oh,
disagree.
hey, there we go.
Yeah,
I thought about giving it to Wei Li, but I need her to fight another time, man. You can't fight in March and take 9 months off. And for
yeah,
Nunez, I know it's hard for her to find girls that will even fight her at this point or for fights that she hasn't already won, so I'm not going to hold that against her. But she
yeah,
looked very human against Felicia Spencer, more human than I've ever seen her look. So based on those two things alone, I think Shevchenko had it in the bag by only losing the
yeah,
one round to Jennifer Maia. So,
totally.
and even though Shevchenko didn't, you know what? I think this was a good year to show the UFC is starting to have parity in their women's divisions, which they've lacked for a long time, which that was the problem of the men's divisions for a long time.
Yeah,
So
I
I
agree.
think women's MMA is just a couple of years behind men's in UFC.
It's growing fast. The level of competition's ramping up. There's some young, ladies nipping at the heels of some of these, older belt holders. And yeah, the future of women's MMA is bright and exciting. And I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of all the ladies on this list. I'm just wondering about Kayla Harrison. But yeah, no, the activity pretty much won it for Shevchenko. She's also the only, not the only, but like it's hard to see anybody taking that belt from her. We've watched, probably
Yeah, she's
more women's
so far
flyweight.
apart.
Yeah, the flyweight division is the weakest of the women's divisions, and she has separated herself from her competition. She's beat the top couple of girls a couple of times now. I think she's beaten Chikagian twice. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? I think she's it's hard to say the most dominant because of Nunez, and Wei Li, but I like Joanna made Wei Li look beatable. Nobody made Shevchenko look beatable, and you said Nunez looked more human in the Felicia Spencer fight than she's looked in a long time. So yeah, as far as just looking the part and having activity, got to go Shevchenko there. So we're in lockstep so far, my friend.